Welcome to the second episode of the second season of Falcon Talks, our podcast here for the school. I'm here with Miss
Chronister. Hey.
Hi. And I'm Archie Nickel. I'm the host. You are the forensics teacher at this school?
Yes, sir. I've been teaching here since 2015. I started the program.
So it's open 20...
It's been 9 years, man.
9 years. Okay, I can't
9
count that
years.
high. Kidding, of course I can. So, first talking point, what do you do in forensics class?
Oh, gosh. There's so many different things that we do. So some of the subjects we cover, obviously, we got to talk about, like the history behind it all. But we just finished our fingerprinting unit. And we're going to come back from Christmas and study arson and explosives.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Cannot wait. And then toxicology, all the big labs people love, like bloodstain pattern analysis, riding the go-karts. All that's going to be next semester.
You guys get to ride go-karts?
They're like pedal carts. But yeah, heck yeah. Drinking and driving, you don't want to do that, So we teach them the effects of alcohol and drugs, and the goggles help with that.
That sounds awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not really more of so it's more of a broad thing instead of like just murder and...
It's the science aspect of solving a crime.
Okay.
So it's not always murder. Could be, when we talk about computer forensics, that could be anything with forensic accounting or on your cell phone, crimes like that have happened. It's anything, criminal justice, but the science side of it.
Okay, so anything. Okay, that's pretty cool. So what was the first main thing you covered in forensics? For people who want to, next year, what would, be the first thing you'd cover?
I mean, history, careers, legal ethics. Got to get through, the tough kind of stuff first before we can have fun with crime scene investigation.
That's true.
Because, beginning of the second 6 weeks, you're going to walk in class and have a dead body, fake dead body, obviously.
Okay.
Obviously.
I was about to say, I don't know if that's legally ethic, but...
Fake dead body with a crime scene set up, and you have to figure out what happened.
Oh, that's fun. So you got a little murder mystery here and there.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think people are interested in forensics?
So I don't know. I had to actually ask my students that. And when I asked them, I got some responses. Apparently the labs are a lot of fun, which I'm glad. I'm honored because I helped design them.
Dead body just on the table?
Yeah. Or, coming into a bloody classroom, or you get to ride the go-karts, or hitting a windshield with a hammer. It's a lot of fun. Absolutely. Safe Flight donates all of it. It's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. So Safe Life?
Safe Flight?
Safe Flight.
Safe Flight repair. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But those are some of the big things that we do, especially right when you're coming into class. It's just a lot of fun. We do Serial Killer Friday.
Ooh, so you go over I love forensics. I was going to do forensics, but I don't have a chemistry credit. Sadly, they changed that up the year I was going to go into it.
Yeah, it's a prereq.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. You can join Forensics Club.
I should. I'm in a lot of things though, but I'll look out for it. I'll make sure.
Dude, no worries. Got you.
All right. Got you. And that's on when? Forensics Club
it's on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays
Every
after
other
school?
Wednesday.
In your classroom?
Mm-hmm.
You heard that?
2322.
2322?
Wednesdays.
All right. We'll have to drop by, check in, maybe do a report on it sometime.
Oh, absolutely.
So what's your favorite thing about teaching forensics?
I honestly love the fact that I get to inspire a whole generation of people to get into some field that most wouldn't even consider unless they'd heard of the class. I had a student who straight up told me he is joining this class because he thought it was easy. He wanted to figure out how to avoid law enforcement, and then now he's actually getting a master's in Homeland Security.
Oh.
And he told me when I went to his college graduation party, he told me it was because of me. I was like...
So you've inspired a lot of people to go for their dreams and find it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's
How does
just
that
something.
feel?
Oh, it's great. It's
Feels
great.
great.
It's a huge reason I'm in education, being able to inspire that. And if it's not within forensics, then I get to show people what it's like to help inspire them to be the best version of themselves.
Awesome. So it must be
it's fulfilling.
fulfilling. That's the word I was trying to think.
Mm-hmm.
It's doesn't sound easy, does it?
Oh, no.
No, it's hard.
No, but anything that's worth it isn't easy.
Yeah. What's the most difficult thing you've had to do so far in your 9 years of teaching forensics?
I mean, there's been a lot. I've had a lot of, just because of what I teach, I've had a lot of students, come to me with very, very personal things, and helping someone who is very young, navigate a very difficult situation can be really difficult for even an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm always here for my kids.
Yeah, and that's one thing I love about teachers is that they'll always be there to help their students.
Yeah. And I'm not the only person here at Tompkins
Obviously.
that's like that, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good teachers.
Yeah.
A lot of bad ones. I won't say names. But like,
no. We have a lot of excellent teachers here at Tompkins.
Definitely. I don't want to get kicked out the podcast. So.
Oh, gosh.
Moving on. How was the path? Like, how did you become, like, on the path of teaching forensics?
Honestly, for me, it was completely random. I did not expect that. My intro into forensics and that kind of world was very random in college, but I was interviewing at a job fair to teach biology at Tompkins.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I met Mr. Grisdale, and we were interviewing. He said he, liked my interview. I came back the next week and was interviewing with the science team. And all of a sudden, they're asking me, like, hey, do you have a background in forensic science? And I laughed. I thought it was funny. I was like, you're kidding me, right? It wasn't a thing when I graduated. Come to find out they were.
Oh.
And when I told them I had a background, I told them about my background. Grisdale was horrified. His face was just absolutely horrified. But our science department chair at the time thought it was awesome. And that evening, I got a job to design the forensic science program here at Tompkins.
So you've designed the entire...
I started it.
You started it. So you're like...
My first year teaching.
Oh, my. I didn't realize we were with, like... Oh.
It was intense.
This is more intimidating.
And my
now.
background in forensics is really small. So I was learning a lot with my kids at that time.
So you were learning with learning with the students, right?
While also being a first-year teacher. It was intense.
It was intense.
But I mean, look at the program now. A lot of people, everyone knows about it at Tompkins.
Yeah. A lot of people do it. It's like isn't it one of the like biggest classes taken by seniors at least, from what I think?
I don't know about that, but it definitely used to be.
Someone check that.
Yeah, we'll have to somebody look that up. It definitely used to be one of the highest ones, but
from what I know, I knew like 10 out of the 11 seniors I used to talk to would like be in forensics. So I was like, must be pretty popular.
It's a lot of fun. It really is. I mean, when you have teachers like myself and Coach Holder, we were both, very, very fun teachers, and then we have fun in our classes, so it just makes it fun for you guys, too. Plus, we take y'all's feedback very seriously. Mm-hmm. So if you tell us about a lab that y'all don't like, tell us how we can fix it, and we'll try and fix it.
Yeah, because I know there's a lot of people like, oh, I just don't like it, and they're just lazy, but like...
Tell me why.
Tell me why.
I'll fix it.
That's it.
Exactly.
Make it better.
I plan a lot of lessons based on my students' learning styles. Just I want them to be engaged, and I want them to actually learn, instead of like it's something they're forced to do.
Yeah, so you adapt to the students you have during that year?
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Exactly. I mean, seriously, exactly. That's what I do. That's why everyone says labs are fun, because I try and make sure it's fun for them.
Yeah. So we've talked about how you got on the path. We've talked about you had a little background. So you mentioned earlier it was a strange occurrence, how you got into it. Is there any particular reason why you're interested in forensics?
Oh, I've always loved. Even when I was a little kid, I was watching, Law and Order SVU and all of that. And then when I was in college and I was not on the pre-med track anymore, I decided being a doctor just wasn't going to be my thing.
Expensive.
But I was able to take an entomology class. And I picked this class because I wanted the opportunity to go to the body farm at Sam Houston. And I got that opportunity, and I was able to actually help collect insects and stuff like that. And so that's my background. I helped with time of death.
Time of death.
Using flies and
entomology is the
bodies.
study of time of death, or it's study of decay,
It's
right?
study of insects, but when it's coming to forensic entomology, it's study of decay, human remains.
Right.
So you can donate your body to this facility, and
I've heard about that.
Yeah, we'll do microbe and anthropology research and insect research, which is what I help with.
I don't know if they do it in Katy, but I know in like at least New York they have a whole study on it. By the police department, they'll have a little plot of land.
Oh, yeah.
And they study decay.
That's what the body farm is?
Body farm, yeah.
So there's 7 locations in 6 states. Of course, Texas has 2.
Okay.
And has the largest.
It's Texas.
Yeah, Texas State and Sam Houston. Mm-hmm. It was a blast.
It was a blast.
A weird thing to say is a lot of fun. I know. Trust me, I get it. But it was actually, it was really cool. It was fascinating.
Yeah. Fascinating. Not so more fascinating than fun. Fun's the...
Well, I mean, you get to know people that are interested in similar fields, so it's
so
cool.
it ends up being fun because there's some people that like-minded interests.
Exactly.
The smell must have been horrible.
Oh my gosh, horrendous.
A decaying body.
No, like it was awful, but at the same time, you're sitting there and collecting this stuff for research that can eventually help somebody.
Yeah, because
someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to smell.
It wasn't too bad.
If you could describe the smell, how would you describe it in your best possible way?
Oh God, the fact that you're wanting to know. I mean, have you ever smelled roadkill? Like you're driving by and something died on the side of the road?
Yeah.
Okay, that so. Like sour. Now multiply it by way more because it's a bigger body.
Okay. Yeah.
It's horrendous. But hey, someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to.
And if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be here now.
And we wouldn't be doing this interview.
Exactly.
A second time.
Yeah. Part 2.
Part 2. So, is there any particular thing that you learned, like the biggest thing you learned from a student or just while teaching in general?
To not allow yourself to be a perfectionist, because no one's perfect. No one, right?
Yeah.
So don't stress on the small stuff. Also, don't let, something I've learned just watching my students, what people say about you is none of your business. And if they're not paying your bills, pay them no mind, okay? Don't let what, the opinions of others affect your peace and your happiness. And that's something my kids actually taught me. Like watching them be so concerned about what a teacher across the hall or their best friend who's talking mess about them behind their back is saying. Like, why do you care so much? Like, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal. Focus on you, because that's what's going to happen. Like, that's what's going to be more positive in the future. And that's something I learned by watching my students.
Some good advice.
Yeah.
I'll take that to heart.
Yeah.
Is there... Oh, man, I just forgot the question. Oh, that's awkward. Is there... Oh, man.
No worries, man. I got you. No worries. But no, like, we learn a lot more than just forensics in my class.
Yeah.
Like, you learn a lot of life lessons, too.
Yeah. That's the question. Okay. No. What's the biggest life lessons besides forensics did you learn in forensics?
Wait, what was that last part?
What's the biggest life lessons besides... Or let's just change it. What's the biggest life lesson you learned?
From teaching forensics?
Just in general.
Oh my gosh. It's still forensics based, but it's not too. Well, be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
Because a lot of crimes happen whenever people don't know what's going on around them. A lot of the times. So, if you see something weird, focus on it. Be aware of it. If you're walking outside at, Katie Mills Mall.
Talk about Katie Mills Mall.
Did you hear about what happened recently?
What happened recently?
You didn't hear about the shooting?
Oh, yeah.
Shooting at Katie Mills Mall. But being aware of your surroundings so that you can take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And maybe help others in the future, too. Forensics has taught me that.
Because what I've heard is especially with, the killing fields over in...
Over in
Galveston.
It's on the way to Galveston.
On the way to Galveston, there's the killing fields where it was 17, 16 bodies found.
A lot. And they're still finding bodies.
They're still finding them? Yeah.
Occasionally, yeah.
Texas is a strange place.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We have a Houston, there was a Houston serial killer. His name is the Candyman, Dean Kroll.
That sounds familiar.
I recommend it.
Is there a documentary on it?
Podcast galore.
Podcast galore?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I've probably heard it in the passing.
You probably have. Especially if you're watching all those listening to the true crime podcast.
Well, you can watch. You might be able to watch it. Who knows?
Yeah, which I didn't realize you all actually film.
Yeah, a lot of podcasts they'll have multiple points, so they'll have YouTube as well as Spotify, all the other spaces to put them on.
I honestly had no idea.
Yeah, a lot of people are confused by it. They'll be like, "Why do we have cameras for a podcast?" And I'm like, "We gotta film it."
It also helps with the audio, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, it helps. Helps in general, just in case we miss something up.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, or is there any piece of advice you'd give to someone going into forensics that you wish you had?
That's a good question. You mean going into the field of forensics, or just the class?
Both. Let's do both.
So field of forensics, don't be afraid to talk to somebody if you need help, especially when it comes to mental health.
Yeah.
Because it's a dark field, regardless of what you're working. Not only, or what field you're working in within forensics, not only do you have to analyze the evidence of it, you also have to go in and testify in court. So you get to see a lot of actual things that are going on, right? So take care of your mental health. That's that. Into the class, forensics is not necessarily an easy A. You hear about people saying that in the hallways. I hear it. But if you're sitting there willing to participate, actually participate in the class, you ask questions, you come to tutorials, it's hard to fail. It's hard to even get a C. You just have to actually participate.
Yeah.
And that's that's not just for forensics, that's any class, but that's my biggest piece of advice. Participate, have fun, and then let me know if there's something wrong.
Yeah. So, from what I'm hearing, it must be not a guilty, but a dark field. It must be very straining.
Yeah. Think about crime. That's what
having
we're...
to notify the family, having to look into things must be horrible.
You gotta have some thick skin.
Have some thick skin.
And be willing to talk to people. I mean, yes, a tough mind, but not at the same time. Just being able to take care of yourself and your mental health.
Yeah.
Because you can't help others if you can't help yourself.
That's true. A lot of people try to help others, but they can't. They're struggling with their own things.
Pouring from an empty cup.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Can't do that. Well, I thank you for coming out and speaking with us.
Thank y'all for having. I'm honored. Seriously honored.
It's been so fun. We all love the forensics in this room, I'm pretty sure.
If anyone has questions about forensics, just come ask me. 2322.
2322. Miss Chronister's room in the Science Wing.
Science hallway, 2300s.
2300s. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.